Thank you and welcome to the show for today. The topic today is the historical black colleges at the 21st century. And we have with us this morning to talk about the historical black colleges at the 21st century, Dr. AAl-Hadid. Dr. AAl-Hadid is a professor at Tennessee State University, and he will give us some additional information, Dr. AAl-Hadid, as you talk about your background and your education. And let's have you to do that now, Dr. AAl-Hadid, to give our audience some information about your background, your information, and some of the things that were eventually important in eventually leading you to the director of the Africana Studies Department at Tennessee State University. And then we'll talk about historical black colleges and where these institutions of higher education stand in the beginning of the 21st century.
Well, thank you, Dr. Haney. It's always an honor and a pleasure being on your show. You've had me on a number of times. But in terms of my background, I feel honored that you asked me to talk specifically about the historically black colleges. I went to George Washington Carver High School, which was an all-African-American school in Montgomery, Alabama. And in that same city, I went to Alabama State University, which is an HBCU established in the 1860s. And then after that, I left the Deep South and went out to California, where I got involved in working on my doctorates in sociology. And my dissertation topic was the sociology of Pan-Africanism. And while there, I helped to found the Black Studies Department at University of California, Santa Barbara. Came to Tennessee State University, worked for a number of years in the sociology department. Developed a concept of which is very popular here in the city called the Great Debate, where we look at the ideas of Dr. King and Malcolm X and examine contemporary issues. And then we started a movement to create an Africana Studies department at Tennessee State University. So that department was established in 1994, of which I am the current chair and the founder of that department. And we're going strong and trying to understand the dialectic between the evolution of the historical black colleges and the thesis of the Africana Studies as it relates to the curriculum at these schools.
You know, Doctor, when we talk about these institutions of higher education, I think it's admitted that most of them came into being directly after the Civil War. As a sociologist as well, and might I say a very, very eminent sociologist, as well as the chairman of the Africana Studies Department at Tennessee State University, let's have you to sort of give us some sociological information relative to the emancipation of all of these Africans and the kind of status that many of them found themselves in that prompted the need for such institutions of higher education.
Well, first of all, we have to go back to Africa and realize that the Africans that were brought over here were not slaves. I mean, they were trained people. They were carpenters, tailors, scholars, intellectuals, theologians, grammarians, princes, leaders. And these people were brought over here to help primarily the Europeans from England develop a civilization, to help them develop an infrastructure. So they were made into slaves once they came over here. Now, there was a process by which they were made into slaves. The most devastating process was the stripping of them of their culture. They were stripped of their names, their languages, their religions, their ethnic identity, their customs, their family orientations. So in order to make these people into slaves, they had to do all that to them.